Imagine waking up one morning to the sound of hundreds of people dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Their bodies twitch, their feet pound against the ground, and their faces show fear and agony. Yet they cannot stop. Days turn into weeks, and many collapse from exhaustion, some never getting up again. What caused this deadly dance? Was it mass hysteria, a mysterious disease, or something supernatural? This is the true story of the dancing plague of 1518, one of the most bizarre and unexplained mysteries in history. Chapter 1. It all began with one woman. In July 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, France, a woman named Frau Trophea suddenly started dancing in the streets. She did not seem to be enjoying herself. Her movements were frantic, her face full of distress. She danced for hours, then into the night. She did not stop. By the second day, she was still dancing. By the third day, her feet were bloody. Her body was weak, yet something forced her to keep moving. Within a week, dozens of others joined her. Then, hundreds. Within a month, the streets of Strasbourg were filled with over 400 people dancing uncontrollably. Men, women, and even children became victims of the dance. Some died from exhaustion, heart attacks, or strokes. Others screamed in pain, unable to stop their bodies from moving. What was happening? Why were these people dancing themselves to death? Chapter 2. The city's bizarre solution. As the number of dancers increased, the authorities became alarmed. Doctors were consulted, but they did not believe this was caused by a disease. Instead, they diagnosed it as a case of hot blood, meaning the victims had an excess of heat in their bodies that needed to be danced out. What else could we expect from physicians from the 15th century? Their solution? Instead of stopping the dancers, they encouraged more dancing. They cleared space in the city for the dancers. They hired musicians to keep the rhythm going. They even built a stage for the dancers so they could dance without interruption. Instead of getting better, the plague got worse. People danced for days without eating and sleeping. Some collapsed, only to wake up and start dancing again. Then something even stranger happened. Chapter 3. The chilling plot twists. Some dancers claimed they saw visions of demons and ghosts chasing them. Some said their legs moved against their will, as if an unseen force controlled them. There were reports of people begging priests to break the curse, believing they were possessed. The town's joy turned to horror as more people died from exhaustion. The authorities realized their mistake. This was not an illness that could be danced away. Chapter 4. The theories. What really happened? Historians and scientists have tried to explain the dancing plague for centuries. Here are some of the most debated theories. 1. Mass hysteria. The power of the mind. One of the most popular theories is that the dancing plague was a form of mass hysteria. Strasbourg was suffering from famine, disease, and extreme stress. People lived in fear of the unknown, and one person's panic could have triggered others to unconsciously join in. This has happened throughout history. Mass hysteria can cause entire communities to act irrationally. 2. Ergot poisoning, the bad bread theory. Some researchers believe the dancers ate bread contaminated with ergot, a type of fungus that grows on rye. This fungus contains chemicals similar to LSD, which can cause hallucinations, muscle spasms, and seizures. But there is a problem with this theory. Ergot poisoning usually makes people unable to move, not dance, for weeks. 3. Religious curse. Was it St. Vitus's revenge? In medieval times, people believed that St. Vitus, a Catholic saint, could curse sinners by forcing them to dance. Many of the victims were taken to a shrine of St. Vitus, and soon after, the plague began to fade. Was this just a coincidence, or was something supernatural at play? 4. A secret cult ritual? Some researchers believe the dancing was not a plague, but a forgotten ritual gone wrong. In medieval Europe, there were secret sects and cults that practiced trance-like dancing to achieve altered states of consciousness. Did this practice spiral out of control, leading to chaos and death? Chapter 5. The most accepted explanation. Let's look into the widely accepted explanations. The most widely accepted theory today is mass hysteria. Strasbourg was experiencing a series of disasters, including famine and starvation, the plague and diseases, religious fear. People were psychologically vulnerable and believed in curses and supernatural punishments. When Frau Trophea began dancing, others, already stressed and superstitious, subconsciously followed. This is similar to modern-day cases of mass hysteria, where groups of people experience similar symptoms due to stress and suggestion. Final thoughts. The dance of death remains a mystery. Even though scientists and historians have tried to explain it, the dancing plague of 1518 remains one of the strangest and most chilling mysteries in history. What if something like this happened today? Could our modern world be immune to such mass hysteria? Or would we see a new version of the dancing plague in a different form? Would you have been able to resist the deadly rhythm? Or would you have become another victim of the dance? What do you think was the real cause? Do you believe it was just mass hysteria or something supernatural? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any interesting stories like this. Your support will encourage us to make more content. Mysteries never sleep, neither should your curiosity. Take care of yourself till we meet in our next tale.